Well, good morning, everyone, on this first Saturday of December. That also happens to be Pearl Harbor Remembrall Day. Guess we're having a little bit of internet connectivity right off the bat, but here we are. Hope you guys are having a great day on this beautiful first Saturday of December. Remember to put your flags at half-mast for the remembrance of all of those fallen veteran members for Pearl Harbor. It is a beautiful morning today, and on a happier note, I did a live video on it the other day when it had just come off truck, but here it is, all ready for the lot. It is the first of our 2020 AcadiaDenalis. So if you were not aware, 2020 Acadia is getting a little bit of a facelift. We've already seen an AT4 come. It is actually in our service loaner program, so if you have a vehicle in service, you may be able to drive that one a little bit ahead of time. But this is the first of the Denali, so you can see that it got a brand new facelift. So it's right over here. I do have a 19, so we'll sneak around to the front. This is not a Denali, so keep that in mind, but you can kind of see how the hood, grille, and everything looks like on the 2017 to 2019 models. Have that smaller grille. I mean, it was a very good, it still is a very good looking vehicle, just a little bit more sleek and kind of aerodynamics, where the GMC across the lineup is really starting to put that bold front grille. So you can see on our pickups and everything else, it has that large grille, as well as really going into those C-shaped headlights there, which are LEDs, and if it was nighttime, you would see those running lights around the outside. But there's that nice front and a little bit different styled hood to go with that. A little bit hard to see with the frost line there. On top of that, they redid the tail end. So quick revisiting our 19 over here, you can kind of see those headlights are kind of more rectangular. If we look rectangular horizontally, and if we jump to the 2020, you can see they got a lot more C-shape, much like the Terrain, the pickups, other things like that, giving you a little bit more presence when you hit the brakes on there. As for that, you get a little bit more Denali badging on the back here now. Size-wise, they stayed the same. So you still have you can get a 2 and then a bench, so 2-3-2 configuration, or in this case it is a 6-passenger, so 2-2 and 2. You can see you do have the USB ports with the second row levers to lay down that row of seats. So not drastically any interior changes, other than in Denali you now have actual real wood inserts here now, so it actually has a little bit of a texture to it. Really nice addition. And then the other thing, since this new Acadia seems to be going all out and optimizing storage, you now have a pull-out compartment here with more cup holders and a little bit of storage up front. Of course, Denali having that heated rear seats. You do also have the dual sunroofs up top. And then when we're talking about interior storage, the first 2 rows is where it changes quite a bit. So overall, pretty familiar with the past Acadias, with your memory seat on the side there, your controls there, your programmable liftgate, and Bose speakers. But what changed is that center console. And if you guys have been in one of our Terrains or looked at one of those, you're going to see a lot of similarities that they went across the board here. So let me just set the temperature here to turn auto, so we'll get some fan noise to drop. But like our Terrains, we have now gone to an electronic precision shift transmission. So it is a 9-speed transmission, so they get more gears. Engine stayed the same, but we should see some increased fuel economy with a couple more gears to play with. On top of moving that push button shifter, you have now freed up this whole center console area, where before you had your cup holders in a front and back configuration with that actual physical shifter here. We have now opened that up, so you get a nice place for your wireless charging. They've tucked in some of those ports, so when you plug in your smartphone to project up onto this display here, they have tucked that down in there. And now you get a side-by-side cup holder. Works a lot better. You don't have to worry about oversized mugs getting in the way of you shifting into drive or reverse. As well as here is they do also give you the option to turn off that auto start-stop in the Acadias. Of course, the buttons in the past, I believe, were up top here. Now you have your hazards, your traction control, and of course your park sensors. Going down a little bit farther, you have your lane keep assist on and off here, as well as your control from two-wheel drive to four-wheel to sport, you know, your off-road, and then of course trailering. We'll sneak all the way back to put it in two-wheel drive. Once again, that is a really nice feature they added, so during the summertime or even during the winter when the roads are perfectly fine, you can save on tire wear and fuel economy by switching it just into front-wheel drive. On Denali, you still get the heated and cooled seats here. And then the other thing you did get in the updated IntelliLink system, which also has surround vision. And if you guys noticed when I was looking at the back hatch, there are actually two cameras back there. And the main reason is one of those is running this HD rear view camera mirror. So Acadia is been a little bit behind, say, our Buick, the Terrain, Cadillacs, and even our pickups now have this. Well, now 2020 has it, and it is the second generation, so you do actually have some controls to change. So much like the GMC pickups, I can go through here, change the brightness, I can actually change the zoom in and out, and then I can actually change the tilt on it a little bit. So a really nice feature to have. Really cuts down on the blind spots of SUVs as they're getting more and more safe, wanting to put more and more metal around you. It does, of course, decrease your visibility back there. So you can see you in the normal mirror configuration, you're going to see headrests as well as out that smaller window where you flip this, and they're saying it's 300% better visibility. And I know on our Enclaves and our pickups, you know, by the time they stop showing up in this rear view mirror, they're already in your side mirror. So basically making it no blind spots on this vehicle. With that new camera system, of course, you do have the new IntelliLink system that is user profile based. So if you have another GM vehicle, you can have all of your settings automatically synced across. But the big thing is if I switch it into reverse here, you'll see you're going to get all of those wonderful camera views that have come with its system. So you can see forward and backwards. And then if you wanted to see a little bit wide angle view, I can actually hit that so you get a little bit more visibility. You can zoom in on the front if you're pulling up to a curb or into your garage, or back if you're backing up to a trailer or something along the lines. If you are backing up to the trailer, that's where this view gets to be kind of nice too. Gives you more of a 3D view to back up to something, as well as you can do it frontwards as well. If you are driving gravel or trying to get next to the curb when parking, you can actually zoom in on your wheels so you do not curb them, which is really nice. You can see both the back wheels and the front wheels, as you can see there. Or if you're lining up to hook up a hitch, which this does have the provisions, it's just covered underneath that at the moment, you can tap on that to see. The other really nice thing about them going to this precision shift, and where I talk about increased storage and visibility, let's quick throw that back in park, is you will see now that there is no mechanical piece running straight down to the transmission. You do get extra storage right underneath there for the ladies to keep their purse, or, well, I guess men could too, I won't judge. Or in our case, I know my wife and I keep an extra set of wipes and Kleenexes down there, so it adds to a little bit better storage. Overall, though, it is great to see all of these updates and a little bit of a refresh in an already great vehicle for size. You know, this is our first one. We do have a couple more coming. I know you also have the ability to get heads-up display. This first one does not have that feature, but it will project up your speed, a couple different information right off the window there. It would be right about in that spot. This one does have the collision avoidance system, so you do have the it'll basically vibrate the seat and flash red lights across the window if it senses you're approaching something too quickly. But overall, I really like this new Acadia, and I would strongly suggest you guys stop by, test drive one for yourself. I think I'm going to take this one for a little bit of a drive here later today just to see what that new transmission does, but I know that 9-speed is already in our terrain and several other vehicles, and it drives very smooth, shifts really nice, and should increase the fuel economy. But hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. If you have nothing going on, we'd be happy to see you here, and talk to you soon.